Today on Sports Central, we'll be going over a full game preview and prediction over one of the biggest games of Week 3 of the 2020 season. That's going to be between the Packers and the Saints, and this is definitely one of your biggest games of this week. You got the Packers on one hand that are undefeated, and they're looking very good right now. They're definitely one of the best teams in the entire league. And then looking on the Saints side, of course, losing in Week 2, this is going to be a very important game for them to be able to flip around their season and get a huge win here against a great team. And same thing for the Packers. I mean, the Packers are looking great right now. Once again, one of the best teams in the league. But this is going to be their first main test, and so it's going to be very important for the Packers as well to be able to get a win in this game. Starting out with their team trends, of course, last week, Green Bay beat off Detroit 42-21. And really from the start, I mean, the Lions got off to a really quick start, but the Packers rushed right back, and they ended up getting a huge win there, and they ended up doubling up the lines. As far as it goes for the Saints, though, they lost to Las Vegas on the road, 24-34, so they had a pretty tough loss there against the Raiders, which in my opinion, I mean, they should have won that game. The Raiders in general are a good team, but they're not great. So, I mean, yeah, the Saints definitely should have won that one. That's definitely one that they're going to want to have back. But in general, I mean, just because they lost their Week 2 game, it doesn't mean that this season's over for them. As far as their winning streaks go, of course, the Packers are 2-0. They got a 2-game winning streak. And then for those Saints, of course, sitting at 1-1, they've got a 1-game losing streak heading into this matchup. This game is going to be on Sunday, September 27th. Once again, your Sunday night game, 8:20 p.m. Eastern. It's in New Orleans. Spread currently says Saints by 3. And so all around is expecting it to be pretty close. ESPN FPI is also expecting the Saints 53%. And then you got the Vegas prediction, of course, that's expecting 29-21 towards the Saints. So all around, I mean, all three of these sources are saying the Saints. And, of course, the Vegas prediction is actually saying the Saints by quite a bit, by 8 points there. But in general, yeah, I expect this game to be very close. It would not surprise me a single bit to see either team win this game. I mean, both teams have got the talent here. And yeah, once again, I mean, there's a lot of talent on both sides of the ball here. Of course, for your stat comparison, Aaron Rodgers, of course, is the quarterback for the Packers. 18 for 30 was he, with 240 yards and 2 touchdowns in their win against the Lions. They also have Aaron Jones, 18 attempts, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jamal Williams rounds out the running backs with 8 attempts and 63 yards. And as far as it goes for the receivers, Davante Adams did not have a very good week last week. Marquez Valdes-Scantling was their top receiver, 3 receptions for 64 yards. And then they also had Allen Lazard, who had 3 receptions for 45 yards. So, yeah, of course, Davante Adams is a little bit beat up after that Lions game, but if he is playing for this game, that's going to be huge for the Packers, and that's going to be huge for Aaron Rodgers in general, having his main weapon here. But, I mean, they still had a great game without having him as a main receiver. So, all around, yeah, great week for the Packers last week. For the Saints, of course, Drew Brees did not have one of his best games. He was 26 for 38, 312 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. You got Alvin Kamara, of course, at the running back position, 13 attempts for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Alvin Kamara is also going to be marked down as a wide receiver because of how many receiving yards he had. He had 9 receptions for 95 yards in their loss against the Raiders. So all around, Alvin Kamara was a great player in that game. I consider him to be the MVP of the Saints. I mean, he put up nearly 170 total yards along with 2 touchdowns, so you can't forget about that. Yeah, Alvin Kamara is looking very good right now. He's definitely one of the best running backs in the league. You also got Traquan Smith at the receiver position. He had 5 receptions for 86 yards, and then Deontay Harris, who had 3 receptions for 23 yards. And, I mean, of course, Michael Thomas is usually their main receiver. He was not around last week against the Raiders, so it's going to be interesting to see whether or not this Saints team can get a win without him. But, yeah, not having Michael Thomas is going to have a huge impact on the Saints team, especially going into this week. Like, if they still had Michael Thomas, I'd give the Saints a much higher chance of winning it. But now, considering they don't have Michael Thomas in there, it's going to be much tougher than if they did have him in the first place. As far as their key points look, of course, once again, as we all know, the Saints had a bad loss in Week 2, and so they're looking to bounce back from that. The Packers easily, I would say, have the best offense in the league right now. I mean, you've got the Chiefs, of course. They've got a great offense. Ravens have a great offense. But the Packers, they're playing as good as the Ravens and the Chiefs right now. I mean, they've got a great offense with Aaron Rodgers, and you got Aaron Jones, you got Davante Adams. All three of them are all working together so well. And I mean, they've got some great chemistry going right now. And so, yeah, you got to watch out for that, especially for the Saints. I mean, yeah, the Saints defense is going to have to play very, very well if they're going to win this game. But, yeah, the better defense will win in the end. I think this is going to be a shootout game. We're going to see a very high-scoring one between both of these teams. And it would very much surprise me if it was a defensive game. I mean, you got the Packers on one hand. With Aaron Rodgers, they're just a great team in general, very high-scoring. And then you got the Saints, of course, I mean, with Drew Brees and Michael Thomas, they got a great offense too, except Michael Thomas won't be participating in this game. But still, with Alvin Kamara, I mean, yeah, that Saints team is looking great on offense. So all around, the offenses are going to be all for this game. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. We're going to see a major shootout between both of these teams. And yeah, so expect a high-scoring game in this one. But anyway, here's what I expected for my prediction. Halftime score is going to be 24-21. Saints are going to lead at the half, but I think in the end, the Saints do get the win here, 38-34. And trust me, I went back and forth on this game so many times, and honestly, I could see either team winning it easily. But hear me out here. The reason why I've got the Saints winning, like if you look at the stats and if you look at the reasoning and everything, the Packers should win this game. I mean, they've got the best offense in the league. They're coming off of a big win and 2 big wins in general against the Vikings and the Lions. And then you got the Saints over here who just lost to the Raiders on the road. They're not looking very good at all. Drew Brees can't really throw further than 5 yards. So yeah, the Saints have not been looking very good, especially over the past week. I mean, they've played pretty well against the Buccaneers, but that's about it. So I mean, all the arrows point to the Packers to win this game. But the reason why I've got the Saints here is because of Drew Brees. I don't think Drew Brees is going to let the Saints take another loss here. I mean, if you think about it, the Saints will be 1-2 if they lose to the Packers here. And I don't think Drew Brees, I mean, with him being as great of a leader as he is, I don't think he's going to let his team go to 1-2. I think he's going to have a great game. He's going to bounce back from his loss last week, and he's going to have a great game here against the Packers. And I think even though they don't have Michael Thomas, once again, that's going to be very detrimental in this game. I still think Drew Brees is going to lead this Saints team to a win against a great Packers team. This will be a huge win for the Saints. And in the end, both teams will be 2-1 coming out of week number 3. Anyway, with that being said, that wraps up my prediction on this game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this one. Really looking forward to this game. I mean, it's definitely going to be one of the best ones of the season, I'm sure. I mean, we're going to see 2 great offenses going head-to-head. Expected to be very high scoring, especially. But anyway, that wraps this one up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this game. Let me know your score predictions, team predictions, etc. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. And also show some support on this video if you enjoyed it. Also really helps out the channel. I'd really appreciate that. But as always, thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. I'll see you all later.